Hello, everyone. Cindy Bettino, Transformational Healing. I'm a happiness expert as well as a life coach and an energy worker. And I'm here today, and thank you for joining me today for a cup of happiness. So this video blog is designed to give you skills and tools that are coping mechanisms, but also ways of helping you find more happiness in your life, even when you are in a dark time, like COVID, or divorce, or financial crisis, or fill in the blank. And today I'm talking about the yes current, because the yes current is something very powerful, but something very subtle that we can flow in and out of in our attitude, in how we show up, and in how we see the world. So what is the yes current? So some people might say the yes current, you are living in the yes current if you are an optimist, if you see the cup half full. So you're in the yes current. If you are curious, you are in the yes current. When you're in the yes current, you are expanding. You are expanding your ability to be curious. You're expanding your mind. So you are growing mentally. So you've taken a class, or you're learning something new. You've read a really great book. You're in the yes current when you are expanding your views and opinions. So you're willing to hear someone's opinions that don't agree with yours. Now, I'm not saying that you have to agree with other people's opinions and beliefs, but one of the things I see right now that is so scary is our inability to be open to how other people think and why they think that way. And what we've done instead is we've gone into the no current, because really, you think about it. Think about when you say yes and when you say no. Think about when someone says yes to you and how you feel, and when someone says no to you and how you feel. It is energy. Yes and no is energy, and it feels differently. It feels differently inside of you, and it feels differently outside of you. So when we are in the no current, right, we're going to take a group of people and we are going to lump them all into this bucket. And we are going to say, if you are Christian, you are all blank. If you are, a Democrat, you are all blank. If you are all married, you are all blank. And it really doesn't work. And it's typically what we're doing is lumping people in with the fringes, the people who tend to be more extreme, and their beliefs tend to be more extreme. So when we are in the yes current, we can hear someone else's opinions and beliefs, but it doesn't mean that we have to agree with them. So being in the yes current feels good. It means that we are more open. It means that we feel more gratitude. It means that we see things sometimes we tend not to see. What does that mean? So as someone who has struggled with the challenge of depression, when I was first explaining depression to my ex-husband, and I was starting therapy, and I was starting to be curious about myself and why I was where I was emotionally and mentally, I said, depression can be like you're wearing sunglasses. You know how when you wear sunglasses, it doesn't let some of the UVA rays in to your eyes? Depression only allows the negative to come in through your glasses, and it doesn't allow the good. So the good is like the UV rays, they bounce off, and we ignore them, we disregard them, we may pretend they didn't happen, or we don't give them much weight. And when we struggle with depression, it's very easy for us to see the negative, to see how someone has harmed you or hurt you. It's easier to see how we are a victim of. It's easier to see all the bad things that are around us and happen to us every day, rather than seeing both or focusing our attention on the good things that happen to us. Now, there's some fabulous TED Talks that I highly recommend around the science of negative thinking. Really, really important. And there is a new line of psychology and a way of seeing the world called the positive psychology movement. So it's a new source of study. And there's a real good reason for it. So I highly recommend that you go and do some research about what happens to us when something bad happens to us. What happens to us mentally? How does our brain work? So when we are in the yes current, it is much easier for us to lift ourselves out of those dark places, because bad things do happen. I mean, people do cut you off. People do flip you the bird. People can be mean. People can be selfish. People cannot have compassion. Yes, those things happen. But when we consistently and consciously live in the yes current, see the glass half full, see the good things, let the good things in that people do for us and that happen to us on a daily basis, that it's much easier for us to pull ourselves out of those dark places and into the lighter places. It's easier for us to shift our attention back to all the magic and miracles that happen to us every day. And when I realized how I could get stuck in the negative and not see the positive, I actually kept a journal. And every day I would write down the things that my husband would do, because I had gotten in such a dark place in our marriage and I wanted to blame him for my unhappiness and I wanted to blame him for my miserableness. That wasn't very nice, right? But I'm sure I'm not the only one who's been there. And I actually wrote down everything that he did, large and small, for me on a daily basis, that he did out of love for me. And it was eye-opening. And it helped me step from that no current into the yes current. And I could see how where my intention was could shift how I see him, how I see our marriage, how I see my life, how I see my happiness. Being in the yes current is very powerful. Also, being in the no current is very powerful. So our no current is when we're shifting, right, to see the negative, to see the blame, to see the victimization. When we give our power away to other people and all the bad things other people can do to us. When we lump people all in a group and say you are all bad. So the yes current has a lot of flow. It has a lot of flow to you. It has a lot of flow as in we're going to shift as times shift. We are going to create and recreate. We're going to go, okay, so for 90 days, I'm going to try to do this, right? For my goals, right? We do goals now in 90 days so that we can, after 90 days, see if we need to flow in a different direction. Lots of flow. Flow is also synchronicity. When things happen in our lives, some people call it luck. I call it synchronicity. So we see the opportunities more than the obstacles when we are in the yes current. We love to expand and grow in the yes current and not become, the dinosaur sort of stuck in our ways. The only way to be in the yes current is to be in your heart. So when you find yourself having compassion and empathy and acceptance for other people and yourself, right, for all of your imperfections, it's easier to have compassion and empathy and acceptance of other people and their imperfections. When you can focus your intention on all the good things that happen to you and then stating your gratitude. So I call it being in the attitude of gratitude. And I'm not the only one. I stole it from someone. I don't know who it was, but having the attitude of gratitude and being able to speak your gratitude every day. And we know from the science of kindness and from the science of gratitude that when we do something kind for another person, or when we think of something to be grateful for, our bodies are flooded with happy hormones. Science. Feels good to be in the yes current. It feels good to expand emotionally and mentally. I mean, like how you feel when you're on vacation and you've left the stress of adulting behind. Yeah, that's expansion. You're doing things you might never have done. You're spending time with the people that you love. It's the yes current. Creativity comes in the yes current. Being innovative comes from the yes current. From looking at the unknown and not just seeing all the obstacles that are coming at you and the fear of not having a solid answer to any question, but to see all the creativity and innovation and the possibilities that live in the yes current, even in the unknown. Here's a big one. How about curiosity? So when we're little, right, and if you've witnessed small children, they are in that place of curiosity a lot, especially about 4 and 5 years old. Why? Curiosity is why my children learned the quiet game. Like after about 100 whys, it's like, can we play the quiet game now? The person who stays quiet the longest wins. And it's easier for them because of how our brains are made. So our brains are made to log and catalog everything that we've done, every person that we've met, facial expressions, body language, everything. Because that's a different cup of happiness, right? But as we grow and as we become adults and we start adulting, we take those judgments and assumptions that are made from all of those previous experiences and we see them as fact rather than being curious about that tone or that look. And we think we know, but we don't really. Being curious means that you're willing to ask the questions. Like what, okay, so I think I know what that look means, but I'm not sure. Like, what does it mean? What did you mean by that statement? How would you like me to help you? Are you mad at me? Did I do something really good that made you happy? Being curious, stepping away from adulting, and being curious. Just to make sure, is your negative assumption or judgment correct? That's being in the yes current. Can you see how powerful it is? Can you see how good it feels to be in the yes current? Because life is not easy, right? We all know that. If we haven't learned anything from, this past year, we've learned that life can be hard. And that we can make goals and have dreams, and then something like a pandemic, it can come and make those all go away, and it's easy to fall in dark places and to get stuck. But when we consistently attempt to live in the yes current, live in that glass is half full, have the attitude of gratitude, be open to other people's thoughts and beliefs, be open to learning new ways, being curious about ourselves, about other people, and about the life that we live in the world around us, then it's easier for people to bring us back by a kind word and a smile. And to go, hey, you're being awfully negative, or that was kind of mean, or is there some way I can help you? And it can help you shift back into that yes current, in that place of flow and magic and opportunities and miracles. It sounds so Disney, doesn't it? It does, but it's real and it's true. I swear to God, it's real and it's true. And you're gonna have those days when you're angry, and you're gonna have those days when you, like, I don't know, judge other people. You're gonna have those days where you feel like a victim. But just remember that it feels good to be in the yes current, and you can, when you're ready, shift back. Put those sunglasses on that let the good in. When you hear yourself, they always, they never, hey, you've got the wrong glasses on. So find those glasses that allow you to be in the yes current. Put them on, wear them as often as possible. Enjoy. Live in more gratitude. Live in more generosity and kindness, because your heart deserves it. Your soul deserves it. You deserve it. So thank you for coming on this journey with me to the yes current. And thank you for joining me for a cup of happiness. Have a good week.